Hi, I'm Thomas Moeller. I'm a senior at Adams Central High School, and this is my demonstration speech. Everyone likes sandwiches. They're an easy and classic meal. You can put whatever meat, vegetables, cheese, and condiments you want on them. And so today I'm going to teach you how to make one of my favorite sandwiches. And so what you need is tomatoes, lettuce, mozzarella cheese, guacamole, sub sandwich roll, pulled pork. You need a serrated knife, butter knife, a cheese grater, a cutting board, and a fork, baking pan to cook it on, and that's about it. And so after you get these materials, the first thing you're going to want to do is to preheat your oven or toaster oven to 400 to 500 degrees. And after you do that, you can start making the sandwich. And the first thing you do is you want to cut the bread, not all the way through, but just partially, just enough that it can open, but not so that it is two separate pieces. And after you cut the bread, you can get your guacamole. With your butter knife, you can spread it on the bottom bun. And when you have a condiment, you want to go crust to crust. Don't just let it all goop in the middle. You want to have a nice even layer on the entire bun. And so after you get your guacamole on there, you can start to put your pulled pork on. And me, I personally like just to kind of put it on, heap it on, doesn't really matter. I like to have a lot of pork on my sandwiches. And with the pork, you can either refrigerate it or it can just be fresh pork, it doesn't matter, just as long as you have it. And so after you put that on, you can grate your cheese. And with cheese, of course, you don't have to use mozzarella, you can use whatever cheese you want, it's your preference. Just grate a little bit, and I've already grated some to save time. And then you can go ahead and just pile it on as much as you want. I personally like a lot of cheese on my sandwiches. And so now that you got the pork and the cheese on, you can go to toast it. And you can just go and put it on the pan. And you toast it for like 2 to 3 minutes, just enough to toast the bread and melt the cheese, but not so much that it actually burns the sandwich, because then that's no good. And so for the sake of time, I already toasted a sandwich with the pork, cheese, and guacamole already on it. And while you wait for your sandwich to toast, you can slice your tomato. And generally, I just do normal slices. It doesn't really matter once again. You can make thin slices, thick, or you can dice the tomatoes. It is all just a preference. And after you slice the tomatoes, you can go ahead and get your lettuce. And I usually just get the lettuce in a bag. That's just easier that way. It's a lot faster instead of having to wash like an actual head of lettuce and take off the lettuce. And so go ahead and just put it on about as much as you want. But one thing when you're putting on the lettuce, tomatoes, and all the ingredients, you got to be careful about the ratios. Because you don't want to get so much pork that it overpowers everything else and so little tomato and lettuce that you can't really taste anything. And then another thing, when you're done, you got to be careful about slippage, because you don't want to take one bite at the end of the sandwich and have everything shoot out the other end. And so now that I've gotten the tomato, lettuce, cheese, pork, and guacamole on, I have finished my sandwich. Very messy. And as you can see, this is a great sandwich to make. It has all the different flavors and textures that you can want in a sandwich. It has the crunchiness of the lettuce, the creaminess of the guacamole, the tenderness of the pork, and the gooiness of the cheese. And not only is it easy to make and fast to make, it has many different variations, so have fun creating your masterpiece.